Aizen wasn't every Pokemon champion. Welcome, guys, to Aizen Chat. With me today, I have Ariksu,
Heyo.
and I am here as well. So, Manny, our usual guest speaker, couldn't make it today. Kira and British Senpai are probably sleeping, maybe drawing, watching hentai. It's none of our business.
Missing in action.
Yeah. So
Being torn apart by Lovecraftian horrors.
that also could be a thing. So Pokemon. So as everyone knows, Pokemon Generations is airing, and as we all know, it's not Pokemon the Origin. And literally, a lot of people are just like, "Well, this makes me want more Pokemon the Origin, not want to watch more Generations."
Yeah.
It's more of it's feeling like a trailer to shows than an actual show.
Yes. I would say this is particularly the case for the first episode.
Yes.
The second wasn't as bad, and the third was about the same as the second, but none of them have really been great. It was really entertaining in the spoilers for the new episode. You get to see Blue take on the Kanto Elite Four, and the problem with it is nothing actually happens. Like, there's some dialogue, there's like one scene of action, and is just implied, and he goes on to the next one. And this is partially due to the fact that they're only like 4.5 minutes long a piece.
That's Pokemon's own fault, though.
Yeah.
Like, I would have preferred they at least finish, like... Okay, so I would have preferred at least 10-minute episodes rather than 4-minute, because in 10 minutes you can actually accomplish things.
Yes. I mean, heck, the Sakamoto shorts weren't much longer than 10 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff happened there.
Yeah, it's because Sakamoto's just so good, though. Honestly, one of the best comedies in anime, usually. Like, because there's a lot of comedies and animes that are, like, really Japanese and you can't get, but Sakamoto is pretty universal with how funny certain things are.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Pokemon Generations. So they had Looker in there, and I'm like, wow, Looker sounds way younger than I actually expected him to sound. I was like, I just had this expectation that Looker was like mid to late 30s, early 40s, and he's like some dude in his like mid 20s, and I was like, oh.
I know what you mean. At least in the games, he never gave off a vibe that he was like younger than 30. Honestly, he was like, when he shows up in Platinum, he's just like, oh, I'm a detective with the super special police, international police, and I'm going after, the Team Galactic folks. I'm like, this guy is probably 32, great career, on the fast track, and is only awake because coffee. Right? Like, that's the vibe he gave to me in pretty much all the games, even when he gets stranded on a freaking island in Gen 6 without his memories. Like, that's the vibe he gave me.
Yeah.
That being said, what happens in Generation 1 is totally like 9 years before Generation 6.
Yes.
So
but he's felt like that since the beginning, though. Also, if we take Pokemon into context, Red doesn't age.
Yeah.
Red is some sort of immortal god, whereas Blue is just perpetually like 14. I don't understand why Red just looks so much younger than Blue.
Yeah. For example, in episode 1 of Pokemon Generations, it shows Red traveling through the different regions. Well, in the Pokemon Adventures manga, it switches to different protagonists over time, and the old protagonists are characters, but like they age. So I do have to criticize Pokemon Origins for pulling an Ash, so to speak.
But at least Ash finally aged in X and Y.
I still say it's too little too late.
Yeah, but 2 years as opposed over the course of like a month and a half is way better than like 10 years of nothing.
Yes. But episode 1 of Pokemon Generations just shows Red and Pikachu doing crap in all of the different regions, and it's just like this red is literally traveling to opposite sides of the world and doesn't age a bit when he's like 10.
Also, it should be noted that in Pokemon, the main forms of travel from region to region are boat, train, Pokemon, and walking.
Yep, like there are airplanes, but one.
That's because only Skyla uses airplanes. And even she'd rather fly Pokemon places.
Yeah.
So, when the leader of an airport would rather fly Pokemon places than airplanes, it just shows you how often they're used.
Yes. Also, the Pokemon versus the Pokemon verse is so freaking strange, right? Like, we, Gil and I were discussing this before the chat started, and like, they've got martial artists who can like, split boulders in half, and they have psychics running around. Why do these people use Pokemon? Like, my theory here is it's got to be like a government oversight thing, because like they outlaw confrontations between people, so you just use Pokemon instead, right? So like instead of getting into a fist fight with someone because you disagree with them, you just have a Pokemon battle instead. Because legitimately, in the Pokeverse, some people could just be like, "Oh, I just punched you through a wall. GG." For example, in the newest episode of Pokemon Generations, there's a scene with the Bruno versus Blue, and Blue's Pidgeot, smashes his Machamp into him, and they go flying into a wall, and, they crack the wall behind him, and Bruno's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine," to the next room. And I'm like, you just made a dent in a concrete wall after having like a 200-pound, Pokemon thrown at you.
With quite speed, actually. Like, it was some serious speed.
That hurts.
It should also be noted that if you look at a lot of martial artists, they train physically with their Pokemon, already putting them at superhuman levels.
Hello?
Yes? Can you hear me? Oh my, have I cut out? Yes?
Yeah, you were totally...
That was bizarre.
I totally couldn't hear you.
I said, and they physically fight with their Pokemon, so that already puts them at superhuman levels. Like, if you look at martial artists, all the martial artist Pokemon have like strict training regimes with their Pokemon that they do as well. So also, it's noted that psychics and martial artists team up quite often for double battles, and there's a bunch of 10-year-olds and preschoolers running around who would not be able to handle that if they were actually allowed to fight people.
Well, of course.
My. It amazes me how the veterans are not some sort of specialization other than just being veteran Pokemon trainers. I'm like, how do you get through, like, tons and tons of psychics and super macho men while just being some random person who just ends up,
I think it's honestly just ace trainers who aren't like teenagers anymore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got the ace trainers in their jumpsuits, and then I'm of course going to pull from the Gen 5 sprites for the veterans, but, they're just like adults in trench coats.
Yes. They look really shady sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Like, you're in back alleyways, and it's just a veteran who wants to fight you, and I'm like, this isn't shady at all.
Same.
Oh my. Pokemon is something. So, shout out to Lucario having a movie. That was actually, like,
it's actually a good movie, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's the better Pokemon movies.
I said it's a legit movie. High key, I really wish they would have touched more on the aura that Ash has for being like the reincarnation of like one of the old Lucario's masters. High key, when they went in Gen 6, when they said, "Oh yeah, there was one master in his Pokemon, Lucario, who had a really strong bond," I really thought it was Auron and or not Auron, whatever his name was, and Lucario.
Yeah, I know what
I
you
was I was just like, it has to be them. Come
right.
on, yeah.
Yeah. Um, that reminds me. Yeah, humans also sometimes have aura powers.
Yes, if you're Ash, Ash isn't a normal human. He has tons of aura. He could potentially use Aura Sphere if like a Lucario taught him.
Like, I can't even. One of my pastimes seems to be just thinking about how the Pokemon universe actually works.
But it's broken, so it doesn't.
Yeah, like, um, their entire society is based off of pet battles, right? Like, they got construction and stuff, and they've got machinery, and they have like some future tech stuff. Like, you can digitize creatures and upload them to the internet and then withdraw them just at like public access terminals. Like, this is a thing.
Yes.
They have teleportation.
Yes.
In the new games, bullshit ensues, and they have like multi-dimensional refraction phenomena.
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
Huh.
How Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything revolves around the card game. However, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a business, though.
Yes.
You make contracts with Kaiba Corp, or you make contracts with Pegasus's Dual Monsters corporations, or you make contracts with other sub-corporations that make cards, right?
Yeah.
And the economy just works the same way. It's just that rather than wars, everything is solved with Dual Monsters, which in actuality isn't that bad sounding. I mean, I'd be down for that. Honestly, it's a lot. Okay, so Yu-Gi-Oh can get dangerous. However, if you live in like a place that's not Japan or Egypt, you should be relatively fine.
Yes. So long as you're not just like, let's totally make a shadow game, guys.
Yes. Also, if you think it's okay, so if you pretend it's a shadow game, the spirits will get pissed and turn it into a shadow game. So don't do that crap.
Yes. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's actually a really bad idea. It also kind of reminds me of the Beyblade universe. Anyone who doesn't know, in Beyblade, the kami of Japanese culture were sealed in the tops. Kami
Same.
being God. So, when Beyblade battles ensue, tornadoes happen from just how fast they're spinning. Like, in Season 1 of the original Beyblade, for the season finale, the main character in the rival fight, and the wind from their Beyblades is lifting them up in a cage. Yeah. Also, their fire is hot. Like they have real fire, real ice that can kill people. Like they can destroy islands if they really apply themselves. And
Mhm.
this is just in every incarnation of Beyblade. This is just a thing. There's like Beyblades that can destroy the world. Like also, there's vampires, zombies, Frankenstein's, and mummies and werewolves in these Beyblade universe that are not Beyblades. It's canon.
I don't know, man. These.
Battery's about to die.
You know what else is about to die? Your work ethic, British Senpai, because you always fall freaking asleep in Anichat.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Then don't come to Anichat and sleep.
No, I'm gonna stay up this time.
I will kick you out if you fall asleep one more time.
Oh my gosh, it's not. I can explain to you why I do that.
I would rather you get a healthy night's rest than come to Anichat and disappoint me.
Oh my gosh. Don't talk to your daddy like that.
Don't ever say that again. I will stab you. That
Don't
was a
talk to your
joke.
daddy like that.
I don't have that kink, you disgusting monster.
Neither do
I know
but
you don't
it's
have that
funny.
kink either, but it's just such a nasty kink. I cannot even allow jokes of it.
Oh dear.
Ouch.
Like, God, that kink is disgusting.
Watch your mouth.
I know British Senpai doesn't like the kink, but come on, don't even make those jokes.
But it's funny, so.
Oh my
The
God.
daddy kinks are not funny, they're vomit-inducing.
No, they're not.
I literally had some gag reflex there when you whispered, don't talk to daddy like that. That's pretty disgusting.
Don't talk to daddy like that.
Still disgusting.
Okay, I don't care. Did you just try to have an opinion? No, I'm joking.
No, I didn't try to just have an opinion. My phrase was fact.
I said I was joking.
My word is law.
My word is law, though.
You
So
feel-
I get told that I have like the way I act. Okay, so I walk like a gangster. I listen to music like I'm an emo, and I act like a big sister.
Cause you suck.
So also, kids have touched my hair recently, and I'm like, you guys should stop doing that. But every time they touch my hair, they're like, oh my god, how is it so soft? And I'm like, I use conditioner.
Oh my.
I know, right? Same people ask me the same thing. I'm just like,
They act like I'm some sort of like one said, "Oh my god, your hair is like a fluffy animal," and I'm like, I love being compared to. Yes. Huh? Hold on for a second, guys.
Hmm.
Just my little sister harassing me. So, I called my little sister Emoto at lunch the other day, and she's like, "Wait, what's that?" And she got scared.
Oh my.
Hello.
Hey, Kira.
Hello.
So, Kira is also a walking disappointment.
Oh, I see how it is.
No, you missed the earlier conversation I had with British Senpai. This is just a follow-up for people who are late today.
Okay.
Death, hush your mouth.
I can't hush my mouth. If I did, this call would be super boring.
No, it wouldn't.
It would totally be boring if
No.
I wasn't arguing with someone every 5 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
You know people only come here to hear me yell at people, right?
You don't yell though. You're not intimidating.
I don't have to be intimidating to yell at people. What do you think this is? Russia?
Dark
Yeah.
Souls.
You think Dark Souls is everything, Alex? Okay, so back to Pokemon and Aizen, because those are our two set topics for today. Pokemon and Aizen are our set topics for today. So, back to Pokemon. What were we talking about last before, Sleeping Beauty joined the call and Miss Late all the time, who doesn't talk and call anyways, joined?
So sorry.
Oh.
Yes.
Sorry, I ate an extra bowl of Savage cereal this morning.
No, you suck.
Do you feel proud of yourself?
Not really, no. It was disgusting. I didn't put sugar on it.
No, you suck. You're salty.
I'm always salty. Did you not know? Kira, tell her my nickname.
Know it.
Like, if you're surprised I'm salty now, just wait till I'm actually salty, though.
Listen, you've told me this already. Okay.
Yes, but you still bring it up. I have no idea why you don't want me. Oh my gosh, British Senpai gets so upset and it's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Alright, so back to Pokemon, like before I was rudely interrupted by someone who's usually asleep by now.
Stop.
In late members chat with me, I have Gil,
Yo.
and we have the Brit,
Yeah.
and we've got Kira,
Woo.
and of course I'm Arixu.
Yeah, so, some kid. His name is Caesar, so I call him Julius. And he didn't tell me he didn't like the nickname, so some girl told me he didn't like the nickname, and I'm like, I wish people would tell me if they don't like nicknames I give them, so I can remember their name. Because I'll give people nicknames so I can remember their name easier, right?
Yeah.
There's this kid named Matt, and I call him Tam. Because Matt backwards. I call my friend Oakley Professor Okie Oak. So, you know, that's that. I can't hear you, Kira, so your mic might have stopped. Anyways, back to Pokemon. Jesus Christ, we've been interrupted so many times. So yeah, we were talking about the techie stuff.
Yeah. I think we were talking about specific trainer classes. I think we were talking about veterans.
And then we started comparing the way the world works to like Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
And honestly, the Yu-Gi-Oh economy makes more sense than the Pokemon economy does, mainly because
the Pokemon economy is completely shenanigans. I don't know how they do anything. They have like 4 mega corporations, and
yes,
the rest of their society is just completely built around pet battles.
so there are like a couple professions in Pokemon: scientist, famous person. I'm being vague here because there's a lot of famous professions. You know, technician, Nurse Joy, or I don't. Yeah, I say Nurse Joy, but I don't understand how your mother in Black 2 is a nurse, but she's not Nurse Joy.
Well, you can be. I'm pretty sure you run into. You can run into doctors and nurses.
You can run into doctors, yes, and nurses, yes, but I don't see nurses as much as I do see doctors who are not Nurse Joy.
That's because I think like the majority of nurses are just Nurse Joy.
They went into, if anyone doesn't know, they went into the anime that their entire family, when they mate, just like apparently looks like that with their female.
Oh my god.
And didn't we not see like any of the dads? So everyone just assumes they reproduce asexually. Nurse Joy. Oh, also, Officer Jenny, though. Like, I can't even, the clones. I'm pretty sure they only become Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny as they get their profession. They have real names until then.
Fair enough. Yeah, shout out to, in the second episode of Pokemon Generations,
That James made a cameo?
Wait, he did?
That Pokemon, the guy who was the grunt, had James's haircut.
Oh. I didn't notice that. Alright.
He had like a purple, the purple haircut and everything. It's just, it was, rougher than, James's normal one, because James has it, like, all swagged up.
Well, it's freaking Pokemon Origins 1.5. The half being the fact that the episodes don't have any links to them.
Oh god. Okay, so me and Alex were talking about how Pokemon Origins 2 should have been gold, going for like the both regions, right? And then the ending should be Mega Ampharos defeating Mega Charizard, because Ampharos is so good. Because he is.
And Dragon v Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a legit ending.
Yeah.
I would have been less pissed than the first ending of Pokemon Origin. I was kind of like, wow, that's really lazy.
But
and yeah,
instead we've got, you know, Looker leading PokeSwat, and shout out to PokeSwat actually being pretty cool.
Yes. Shout out to that Magnemite opening that door, but we can't do that in games.
Yep. Shout out
Honestly, we could...
Arcanine just freaking melting a wall.
Yes. Well, Pokemon are OP, man. Like... Shout out to the whole SWAT just having high-level Pokemon doing stuff for them.
Yep.
Oh, Arcanine. You're not Ninetales. So even though you're better, you won't get the love that Ninetales gets. Honestly, Arcanine reminds me more of a tiger than a dog sometimes. And I'm just like...
I really
How are
like
you a dog?
Arcanine, though.
Arcanine's cool. I have one on my team. I just use Ninetales always because Ninetales is cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares about stats when Ninetales looks like Ninetales?
I feel
Ninetales is swaggy. Arcanine's a solid Pokemon too.
Mm.
Yeah, alternatives to Charizard, Ninetales and Arcanine.
Both are better, actually.
Ninetales can tank special attacks. Charizard can't tank anything.
Ninetales can tank special attacks. Ninetales can have Drought without a Mega Form. Arcanine has better stats, better moveset.
And can
It
learn.
doesn't die when you think about rocks.
Yeah. Oh my. So yeah, alternatives to Pikachu, Jolteon, and Ampharos. Stop using Pikachu, you fanboys. Honestly, I prefer Ampharos in general, though, because Ampharos is cool,
I feel
and
it.
he doesn't suck as bad as Raichu.
Mm.
Raichu's not even all that great. You know who got left in the dust until this generation? Sandslash, who was supposed to be the equivalent of Pikachu. But guess how that went? It went nowhere, because Sandslash has been abandoned since Gen 1.
What you say?
But they're finally giving him some attention. Sandslash is one of my favorite Pokemon. He got replaced by Excadrill. And then Excadrill was just so good. And I was like, but I like Sandslash. So, yeah. So Sandslash's claws can grow back in a day after they break. I think it was like something like that.
Mm.
So, what's that? You broke my Sandslash's claws. I'm going to come back tomorrow and we're going to wreck your face because they come back stronger.
So are you saying that Sandslash's claws are actually Super Saiyans?
Just Saiyans in general. So,
Evolved form.
speaking of Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon, the Z moves are actually Ginyu Force moves. They literally do dances and poses like the Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball Z.
And they are beautiful.
I literally can't how they're actually called Z moves, and then like they're literally Dragon Ball Z attacks though with Ginyu Force poses.
Beautiful.
Like when I first saw them announced, I was like, "Is this actually DBZ?" Did like the creators of Pokemon sit down and marathon all of it and was just like, "We need this"? So, they were saying like the final forms for Mewtwo were totally inspired by Frieza in a way.
Mm.
It was like, this is a form beyond my final form. Oh, Frieza. Shout out to you, fool. This isn't even my final form. Being such a good quote.
Same.
Such a good quote, though. And it accurately describes pretty much every single DBZ villain, though. The only ones it doesn't describe are the newer ones, because the newer ones don't really have forms.
They just wreck your face.
Yeah, they wreck face. Anyone doesn't know, one of the new antagonists was Hit from a different universe. He's an assassin who's so efficient, he's a level of power rivals the gods. He has the ability, so what he does is he stops time, hits you at the speed of light in your organs, and then you die. So, what did we learn, folks? Be assassins in the DBZ verse. So Goku went Super Saiyan Blue, which is God Key, plus Kaioken times 10 to fight this time-stopping assassin, and the time-stopping assassin still almost one-shot him in one scene.
Rip.
Because getting punched in your heart, getting punched in your liver, and getting punched in your other internal organs really, really hurts. A lot. Especially at the speed of light. So, yeah. Back to Pokemon. Yeah, Pikachu and... So, does that mean Pikachu's Alolan form will be also, like, Psychic Electric?
I don't actually know.
Because they did it with Ninetales, Vulpix, Sandslash, and Sandshrew.
Yeah.
But does that also mean Pichu will be Psychic Electric?
I don't know, man. And
Ugh,
can we talk about Ultra Beasts or no?
I prefer to pretend they don't exist.
I don't even know what the is an Ultra Beast.
They're a jellyfish who pretends to be a girl and then turns into mosquitoes, apparently. They're Pokemon is doing some weird things this generation.
Yeah,
So
no.
many weird things. They're abandoning megas because reasons. Even though, okay, so personally, I don't think legendaries deserved mega evolutions, mainly because they were mega evolutions here before mega evolutions came out. But yeah, I don't understand how you can just abandon a mechanic after 1.5 generations. Like
Yeah,
that, I don't think that's okay. But you're keeping fairy. I see how it is. Uh,
I don't think they're going to completely scrap Mega Evolutions, though. I just
yeah,
don't.
I know, but they're just not going to make any new ones,
Instead,
which
we
is really silly. I think what's going to happen is if you have a Mega Evolution Pokemon, they can't know Z moves,
okay.
and vice versa. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. Though honestly, I'd probably still just go for the Mega Evolution and be super fast Garchomp and one-shot everything with Earthquake.
Mhm.
Garchomp could already do that, though. That's what makes Mega Garchomp terrifying. You Dragon Dance once, and you've already soloed the enemy team. And then Gen 6 came out, and then Sylveon was soloing teams. And Pokemon was like, you know what we should do to balance this? Make Mega Evolutions. But guess what? It didn't balance anything.
And now it's like, you know what we need to do? Dragon Ball Z, giant palm trees, Ultra Beasts.
Yes.
And everyone's
Did,
just like, what happened to Pokemon?
did you see Titanol, who's
Yes.
actually just Mechanical Arceus?
Yep.
And I'm like, what are you doing, Pokemon?
Oh dear.
Like, seriously, I can't comprehend. My oh my.
Pokemon's doing some weird shit. They're definitely
Po-
on something this generation.
Indeed.
yeah. Watch them just have actually made Mega Evolutions and just didn't tell anyone. Like, they made Mega Evolutions, put them in the game, didn't tell anyone, and, you know, the first thing you get is, like, a Mega Stone, and you're like, what? I hope they give us more than one set of starters this gen like they did X and Y. Because that was actually useful, especially if you didn't want to use one of the X and Y Pokemon.
Hmm.
Also, yeah, choices are great. Also, you could do that in Gold, too. A Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Shout out to Heart Gold and Soul Silver just being so good, though.
Yeah.
I want that walk with your Pokemon mechanic back.
Yeah, I feel ya.
Oh, yay, we get customization again, guys. Who's hyped for that?
I
So that
am.
we all
Same.
can just not buy anything until after our journey is done so we can actually afford things. Also, I heard that they will not be opening Pokebank to transfer Pokemon until January, which makes me sad since I wanted to transfer a bunch of my Pokemon there to start off with that I raised.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure they're trying to make this gen last as long as possible.
I feel ya.
But I'm still like, I should be able to transfer my thing. I paid money to have it for a year. I don't want to waste more time than I have to.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if I wasn't paying for it, I'd be like, oh, okay. But I paid for it, so. Ugh. I only did it to transfer Pokemon. Only. So, I'm quite salty.
Hmm.
I feel like Nintendo's just doing last ditch efforts to do stuff. Like, does this work? Will this work? Will this work? If it doesn't, we can just shaft it next generation. So, next on the remake list will probably be Platinum, right?
So hopefully
Let's
they
just,
don't do Diamond and Pearl, but they just
like I said,
make a Plat.
if they remake Plat, making Plat would make it so good, though.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Like, that'll be so good. Like, if they remake Diamond and Pearl, though, I might not even play. Because Platinum was just so much better than both of them.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Emerald is so much better than Ruby and Sapphire, but ORAS is really good.
We'll see. Maybe what they'll do is they'll make it more like Platinum for both of them, and then build off of that.
Understandable.
I hope they do that. Also, watch them introduce Mega Arceus to F Mega Rayquaza over.
Super God.
Super God is amazing. Honestly, things should not be more powerful than Arceus. What the crap, Pokemon?
Exactly.
Like, that was the word. British Senpai, are you asleep? You're getting kicked from call.
What you say?
Rip.
I warned her when she joined. If she falls asleep, she's getting kicked from call. I'm giving her 2 minutes. If she does not respond in 2 minutes, she's getting kicked.
I'm not asleep,
There you go.
so you can chill.
You sound sleepy.
I'm not sleepy.
Yeah, keep saying that with your drowsy voice.
Did this sound drowsy to you? Or am I just
You either
talking
sound
low
like
because
that, or you're
everybody-
like totally on weed or like alcohol right now.
or everybody else is sleeping and I'm trying to be quiet?
Okay. Then why are you still? All right, I'm watching you, British Senpai.
Oh, no, you're not. My camera's not on.
Oh, she went the literal route. I'm still watching you. I'm omniscient,
No, you're not.
so
Just
you even
a
know
hat.
what that word. Hey man, death is everywhere.
No.
You can't even argue that fact. It is everywhere, Alex. So I win.
No, you're not everywhere.
Death is everywhere.
The sun is not everywhere. I'm sad.
Up.
Rip. So yeah. Anyone doesn't know,
That's good or why?
on a lot of my resumes, I'm putting hat. No, I'm kidding. I just put everything that has hat on everything that's social media related now. So Google Plus allows me to put my gender as hat.
It's still beautiful.
Did you just assume his gender?
I would do that if I was not afraid of just like totally scaring off all my followers. I feel like the moment those words exited my mouth, even in a joking contest, I'd be shot, sent to prison, and then had my photo taken of after I'm dead. Because that's how society works, folks.
Same.
Yeah, there's been a lot of speculations and stuff like that. So continue, Alex.
So, to move to Gotcha Chat for like 0.6 seconds, I fucking rolled Karna and it's great.
And Gilgamesh is still locked.
Yep.
I have all of my top 5 except Gilgamesh, so it's time to cry. I have Kid Gil, but that only counts as half of Gilgamesh. I'm going to, like, eventually, if I don't roll Gilgamesh in the next gacha that he comes out in, I'm going to max out Kid Gil to level 100.
And just salt for years.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Honestly, he's a patch 1.5 servant right after Orion. Why is he not permanent yet? Same with Kintoki. Kintoki has no reason to be locked, though. No reason. He's been in several events.
Yes. I feel you.
So, let's see. To jump back to Pokemon Aizen chat, Aizen is actually the creator of Pokemon,
Oh,
and
dang.
this is, and this has all been a clever ploy to distract everyone from him stealing the Soul King's heart.
No.
This has actually been Aizen's master plan. The world of the living is so distracted with Pokemon that they don't notice Aizen slowly taking away people and turning them into hollows and then cars.
No.
Was my
Yes.
plan the entire time.
Honestly, though, in the Bleach RP before it died the second time, to turn that kid into a... Because the kid wanted to be a Soul Reaper, turn him into a Soul Reaper, and then give him hollow powers, and then take away his hollow powers, turn him into a Fullbringer, then give him Quincy powers, and then take away his powers again, to have him go back to being a human was going to be worth.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to go full route. And then when he dies, he's going to turn into a car. Yeah. So in class today, I was just sitting, and kids were talking to me how they liked anime, and it not specifically anime. It was more like we like shonen. Is what more the conversation went into. Like
Rip.
it was like I like Bleach, DBZ, and One Punch Man. That was literally what one of them said to me. And I was like, oh.
Better than
Yeah.
One Piece, Fairy Tail, and
Sword Art Online.
there you go. That'll work.
So one kid next to me on the bus was like, do you watch those gay anime? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's just like, those real gay ones that only really weird people watch. And I'm like, I don't understand.
I don't know.
Those weren't
man.
his exact words. Those weren't his exact words, but I'm going to refrain from using the harsh words he used. And I was just like, does he mean the gay stuff? Like actually gay? Or does he just mean like hentai stuff? I couldn't tell by the way he was implying things. Oh yeah, so yeah, people. My oh my. Yeah, I don't know what Ultra Beasts are. They're just mosquitoes.
Ultra Beasts are the real waifu.
I don't understand what Pokemon's doing with these crazy character designs. Like this, and then Ash's crazy character design. This gen will legitimately forever be the meme of Pokemon.
Yeah, no crap. Like, when I first saw the Ash design, I'm like, oh, this is fine. But the more I look at it, the more I'm just like, why?
It's not even Ash at this point, to be honest.
Yeah.
Remember that one kid Ash, like who was like Ash, but he had his Pokemon Pikachu named Sparky instead?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
I don't know.
He had like his own arcs, and he used to deal with Butch and what's her face. Yeah, ironically, I remember Butch, and I don't remember her.
Butch and Cassidy.
Yeah, that's her name. No one liked Cassidy. Not even Jesse liked Cassidy. And they're like the same person. Remember that time when Butch teamed up with Jesse and then like James teamed up with Cassidy? And then James was too passive to handle Cassidy and Butch was too active for Jesse to handle?
This does sound familiar, yeah.
Yeah, it was an older episode. Essentially, it was like Butch and Cassidy are less extreme, whereas Jesse is extremely demanding and James is extremely passive. James is not even really a bad person. Like-
You're not wrong.
Like, James is fundamentally a good person. He just hangs out with the wrong crowd. Good God. Like, if he didn't hang out with Jesse and Meowth, he would not be a villain. He's just a rich boy who like has a kind heart and then likes to care about his Pokemon. He only does it because his only two friends are Meowth and Jesse, who are terrible friends, by the way, might I add. And they really drove that point when James had his own arc episode. Like, actually, he's had his various own episodes because of how James handles things. Like, when he gave up Cacnea because he knew Cacnea was better off staying with a good person rather than him. And I was just like, oh man, James, god dang it. Or when he was visiting his parents and trying to explain to them that he was a criminal. And I'm like, James, you really don't even do all that many illegal things. The worst you've done is like actually stolen Pokemon, and they end up back in their hands of the owners like every day. You could just live with your parents, honestly. Actually, if you really wanted to, I'm pretty sure you could convince Jesse and Meowth to come live with rich people.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
But James just likes listening to Jesse and Meowth, unfortunately.
I can't.
Yeah. And the one who throws out most of the insults is actually Jesse, so yeah, James. Poor James. I forget what life decision he made to end up being like a Pokemon poacher.
Yeah.
But they gave him like an arc, I think it was in like was it with Gen 3? Yeah, I think that's when they developed him the most, was Gen 3. I miss May. May was probably my favorite girl from the heroines. The old heroines before Iris, that is.
Okay.
Iris in the anime was more annoying than she was in the games, though.
Oh, I liked Iris in the games.
Have you seen her in the anime?
I haven't really watched the anime.
She gets on Ash's case. She gets on Ash's case for like everything.
Oh.
So she's just like Misty 2.0, just not dressed like a slut.
Yes.
Shout out to Misty and Dawn perpetually being dressed as sluts.
No.
So yeah, May was nice to Ash compared to the other girls.
Where's the mic?
Like May was really, really nice to Ash compared to Misty. Are you smoking a joint in call?
Smoke weed every day.
No. I was trying to see if the microphone mic worked.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I can smell the weed from here.
No, you can't. I don't have any.
I can't.
This is why Anichat doesn't happen unless I'm in call, though.
No. That's a lie.
No, legitimately. I didn't show up one week, and it literally got pushed back until I could show up.
Cause you pushed it back.
No.
Actually, Kira and I were just like, we should maybe just push it back. If Gil can't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Supposed to back me
Like,
up. What's wrong
I
with you?
remember I was there.
Like,
Supposed to say anything.
They're not going to back you up on fact, though.
No.
Because,
I'm
like,
trying to prove
what?
my point.
No, like, I don't like saying this, but because Lucas said it, but Anichat is not Anichat unless I'm arguing with someone. Unless I'm arguing with someone, it's not Anichat.
Oh,
It's
Rook.
the truth. Like, when Lucas said it, I'm like, dude, I am Anichat.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I'm on good terms with Lucas, but Lucas is avoiding you two and British Senpai.
That's
So.
cool. I'm okay with that.
I'm pretty sure Kira and Alex are okay with it, too.
Yeah.
I never really knew him that well anyway, so I don't feel any type of way.
Well, actually, most of the call is my party, actually, because you and Alex, I brought myself. I did not bring Kira. Kira is the only surviving member of Lucas's party.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
And
That's
Kira
what you
ended up...
just said.
Party, I'm referring to party as, like, group.
RPG terms.
Oh.
Yeah, and Kira ended up joining my faction in the end anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What?
yeah. Wow. You really are like 12, aren't you?
Oh my gosh, I'm not 12.
13.
And a half?
Do you know when I turn my age?
No, we don't need to know.
My birthday's on October the 12th.
Why would you say that?
Because I wanted to.
But okay, so I can't comprehend why you would tell your birthday, right? In the middle of call, when you said you didn't want to say your age or name at any point in time ever in public.
Okay, I didn't say my age. I said my birthday.
But we implied your age. And you continued to
guys
back
said
up evidence for it. rather than dropping the subject when I tried to change it.
I said, do you know when I turn my age? I didn't
And we
say-
said we said no, we don't want to hear it. Let's move on, and you continued anyways.
Yeah.
But do you get the point that I said I didn't say an age? I said, do you know when I turned
This
my
was
age?
no, but I'm saying that you just put the information out there when we tried to stop you.
So this has been Rabble Chat. Listener today.
Oh, hey, oh, guys! I'm everyone in this call. Actually, I've been everyone all along. I actually am Eisen.
No.
And we have British Eisen.
British Eisen is literally like that one person you see in class who like mocks every joke, but doesn't have any jokes of her own.
Oh, I do have jokes of my own.
And we have Quiet Eisen.
Was that the joke that you have
No.
jokes?
No, the joke was you. You're the joke.
Well, the joke that you had jokes was way better than any of the ones I've heard you say.
No, you're
Interrupting
you're a
pulse
joke,
ending
okay?
chat.
So, Kira, well, you introduced Kira as Quiet Eisen, so we expected her to not say anything.
Oh dear.
I see how it is.
Oh,
Kira, you don't say anything anyways. Don't give me that crap.
excuse me.
I have my moments. Excuse you.
I said
You've been excused. You do that again. If you say excuse me again, I'm kicking you from the call.
Well then.
I can't say excuse me.
No, you're going to be excused from call is what I'm saying.
For burp.
Burp away.
Okay.
My purpose is burp away from the microphone.
I am away from the microphone.
Then why did we hear it in, like, depth?
I don't know. Maybe it's a good microphone.
SMH. Anyways, back to Ultra Beast and being weird. Why? Why Pokemon? Why are you doing this to one of my favorite series? Stop it. Put those things away.
People don't want to see that.
We just need to out-context that. Pokemon, put that thing away. No one wants to see it. More specifically, the red version. Like, the big muscular one. Good lord. That's terrifying. So did you see, like, everyone likes the female protagonist, and they're, like, making art of her saying, introducing the Alola region, and she's like, here, we don't have gyms, we have, these weird challenge places. We have palm trees and mosquitoes?
What? the heck?
Yeah.
Why the fuck?
So, yeah, ooh, Ultra Beast. Okay, so, since Kira's in call, we should talk about how, Mirai Nikki needs to stop being Mirai Nikki.
Yes.
Okay.
On so many levels.
Okay, so
Right. So, as Anichat, we've been watching Yuki's Diary, right?
Mhm.
And Kira and I have seen it. And I'm just sitting here like, this was way better when I was like 15.
Same.
Holy crap.
So Kira and Alex were like, I wouldn't mind watching that again. And I'm like, I haven't seen it. I've heard it's relatively critically acclaimed. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. And I'm literally vomiting through my eyes. Alex and Kira are laughing at me because I'm like cringing and like coughing and choking.
Well, at least it's not Sword Art Online.
Sort of
True.
online, I could just get pissed at Kirito and then like my anger would go away. I have to be pissed at Kirito. No, I called Yuki Kirito, good lord. Yuki and Yuno. So like all the good characters are dying slowly, and it's just leaving Yuki and like Yuno. So like I'm questioning things. Like Kazuma's dead. The nice guy boyfriend of Best Girl is dead. Best Girl lost an arm. Best Girl is Crazy Girl, by the way. We got the...
Although, let's be honest.
Yeah, she is Best Girl.
Yes.
Like, there's not really much competition. Who are you going to use? Crazy, obsessive lesbian chick of, like, weird, sporty, big boobs, 12-year-old chick?
Yes.
I don't know how to describe those two. You could also have, like... We also have, like, Shinji Matao as one of, Yuki's friends.
Yep.
Because he's totally Shinji Matao. And then we have Gabe detective.
Shinji with the best charisma.
Yeah, and then we have gay detective boy who's better than the rest of those three.
Yeah.
Like, if he didn't like Yuki, he'd probably be the best one of the children. Actually, no, he's still the best one of the children. I take that back. Yeah, still, actually by a quite considerable margin, because he's the only one who doesn't make stupid decisions.
Well, you know, he keeps poking the hornet's nest with a stick, but
That's because he's trying to get it off the tree because it's killing a person.
Yeah.
Like, there's a person stuck in the tree and the hornets keep stinging him. That's why he's poking it. And every time he yells at that kid to jump out of the tree, the kid doesn't jump. That is literally what's going on right now.
Future Diary in a nutshell.
Like, he outplayed grown-ups and children and manipulated them into a situation where he could succeed the best, though. That was his introduction episode.
Mm.
And they're like, how did you know all these things? He's like, oh, I bullcraft.
Yep.
And then everyone's like, what? And he's like, oh, he is essentially like, I'm just smarter than the rest of you.
Yeah. He's like, why don't I have a freaking Future Diary? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, man. He's too morally good on the lawful good side of things, like the detective was, though.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
for to him to kill people, whereas Yuki lost his dad, who repented, and his mom. High key, like, when his dad repented, I was like, I'm glad his dad is finally being genuine. Dies.
Yep.
And I was like, yep, called it. I'm like, no way a character actually is genuine in this show without dying.
Shout out to, like, all of the diary users being better than Yuki and Yuno, though.
They all have better reasons, all of them, every single one of them. Even
Yeah.
the murderer guy who had no screen time, he's like, I'm naturally crazy. I'm not Yuno Gasai. Already better reasons. Actually, I'm pretty sure I don't even know what he was going to manipulate time for. I just think he wanted to manipulate time so he could keep killing people.
There you go.
That's already a more logical reason than Yuno, though.
Yeah.
You got that one kid who's like, I hated my parents. I hate everyone. I'm going to kill everyone because I hate everyone. And then you have that one chick who's like, I like Yuki. And I'd like to not be abused and raped every single day of my life. So I'm going to become the god. And then Yuno kills her.
Yep.
Yep.
Spoilers, by the way, but you should know that everyone dies. It's a
actually-
show.
It's
Yeah.
a given.
Like,
So-
I happened to be marathoning Fate Zero, the time we were watching. All right, so I've been marathoning Ufotable Fate because
You already explained that.
I got bored. Anyway, so this is for people who, didn't watch the previous episode or whatever. Anyway,
Mhm.
so last episode, I was in the middle of marathoning Fate Zero, and I'm just like, this just reeks of being Fate Zero if it was written by idiots for idiots.
That's what happens when you try to get a Generabuchi story without Generabuchi.
Yeah.
Like, all the shows that have tried to do Generabuchi style stories without Generabuchi end up being like this weird, like, I feel like this is not as good as a Generabuchi story. Because Generabuchi has this weird thing where he just likes killing everyone, but he kills everyone in a way so that you know they're dead rather than the bullcrap that ensues.
Yeah.
And he also has his darker flair. His flair for darkness is a lot better than the writer for Mirai Nikki's is.
Yes.
Because Mirai Nikki's is really weird, while Generabuchi's is like really dark.
Yes.
In not a weird way that makes you question, like, what kind of fetish does this writer have besides Generabuchi's fetish of just killing people? He's like Shakespeare, though.
To an extent, yeah.
Like, we're like, oh yeah, Shakespeare's the best thing ever, and I'm like, all those old writers were really depressed and crazy. They like killing people and then making sex jokes. Actually, Shakespeare in a nutshell is romance, sex jokes, and death.
Pretty much, yeah.
So yeah, Shout out to Genaro Bucci. And then, so back to Mirai Nikki. So if you can, we're watching another show with super cell phones, and it's Steins Gate. If you compare Okabe to Yuki, Okabe is the genius of all time.
Same. Well,
He's actually intelligent, though,
yeah.
Okabe. But he's not.
Who's not.
Yeah. Okay. So the fun fact about Okabe: Okabe is a relatively well-informed person, as opposed to like this super genius prodigy like his like one of the main heroines, right? So being a well-informed person, he can make connections and make assumptions and make theories and stuff, but he usually gets shut down by main heroine, who's not Mayushi. Maki's. Her name is Makise, I think.
Yeah.
Makise Kurisu, yeah.
Yep.
Or you can just call her Christina.
I love how in Steins Gate everyone just has like 4 different names.
Okabe, because they'll get nicknames from Okabe and they'll get nicknames from his childhood friend Mayuri.
Yep, and then they can be called by their first name if they're in the Future Gadget Lab, or their last name by other people. So literally everybody in this freaking show has 4 different names.
And when Alex first saw the first episode and I was explaining the names, and he's like, I think this is going to get confusing really fast.
It's great.
Yeah. Okabe's voice actor is actually on point, though, in the dub. Like, man, he's so good. He's such a good voice actor. What's funny is that J. Michael Tatum plays weird characters, extremely flamboyant characters, and extremely intelligent characters. Those are his 3 things. And then he plays a detective in Mirai Nikki, who's not Kazuma.
Rip.
Oh my goodness. So yeah,
the hype for Kazuma soloing the verse was real, and then he gets taken out like trash because Mirai Nikki.
He honestly had the best plan, though.
Yes.
His plan was the most solid, but apparently it had tons of holes. Tons and tons of holes, because apparently 2 12-year-olds can outsmart him when they totally really didn't, though. Like, he made it so that they looked bad, and they really did look bad.
Yes.
Like, he pulled strings, and he made sure he maneuvered it in a way that was the most legal way possible. Like, even though it was still legal, he made sure to do it the most legal way possible. It was not until
he got himself for just to get himself in the clear.
Yeah.
Like, it was great. And then he gets taken out like trash.
That was actually probably the best arc so far.
Yeah.
Mainly because like real talk, the fact that they kept the terrorist chick, aka best girl alive, so long was a fault on Yuki's part. Because I'm like, dude, she's smarter than you. She knows how you and your girlfriend work.
Yes.
Why are you keeping her alive?
Is smart enough to friggin' figure anything out.
Like,
I swear to God, the entire show is just him bumbling from one thing to another. Just being moved around a chessboard by people a little bit smarter than he is.
Boy detective.
Because everyone frickin' underestimates Yuno.
Yuno, like I said, like when I was like, is Yuno just the manifestation of yandere impulses of all the girls in the world?
Yes.
And the answer that when they said that isn't Yuno Gasai, that was my first initial response, and it essentially is that. And I was just like, oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yuki needed better life models. His mom's never home. Never serious. His dad's a gambler. Also never serious.
Yuki just desperately needs to grow some balls.
He's worse than Shinji at times. And Shinji cries. Like Ikari. Like, but Shinji will get in that mech and fight, though. Yuki will not. Yuki will sit and cry as Yuno just murders people. I don't understand how Yuno is like stronger than that one guy who took a pipe to his like torso and was still standing.
Oh, you mean the couple?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what? Then again, Yuno is a supernatural phenomenon, so I guess that counts. I can't even. So speaking of Future Diary, so anyone who's watched Big Order, you know that the second half of the series took like a really weird fast turn, and me and Kira agree that it was just like what? Because it's totally like it totally didn't feel like that was canon. Mainly because there's like 11 volumes, there was 10 episodes, and it ended permanently, and it was just like this ending does not seem like this is what Big Order was leading up to.
Yeah. Big Order was like a really big disappointment towards the end.
Yeah, it did the same thing. Actually, I'd argue it did the same thing. Cabinet of the Iron Fortress did. Like, it had a really fun beginning, and then all of a sudden, it like switched perspectives, and then started doing things really fast, and then like it started making really bad decisions, and then it was just like, so, yeah, this wasn't the anime I started watching at the beginning.
Hmm.
Um. That they were in the same season, and I was just like, so what happened, writers? Did something? I think what happened was Big Order wasn't making enough money for the first half, and then like they were like, okay, screw it, we're just gonna end it the way we want it to. And then Cabaneri was anime exclusive, so I think what happened was they're like, we gotta animate Attack on Titan soon, so let's just make Cabaneri forgetful, so everyone goes back to Attack on Titan, because that's essentially what it felt like.
I see.
Yeah, the first half Cabaneri, pretty good. Second half, forgettable.
Not so much.
Let's see. Back to Future Diary and Steins Gate and such. Aizen's actually the reason there's a bunch of problems in Steins Gate. Aizen wouldn't even touch Mirai Nikki. Real talk. I'm gonna go look up what roles Aizen's English voice actor does, because Aizen's English voice actor is like Kaiba English voice actor tier. Just so fitting.
Okay. Kira, have you seen Eden of the East?
No.
Oh, you should watch that. That's really good. Because we're suddenly got to discussing superpowered phones, and that's another one. And Gil and I watched it.
Oh, wait a second. I know this voice actor. He does a lot of stuff. Let's see. Let's see if I can find something that everyone knows. Oh my God. He's one of the main characters in Mega Man Star Force. He's Omega Sis, which is essentially the guy you fuse with to become Mega Man. He's in Naruto. Oh my God. No. I cannot even. He's Kiba.
Oh. Well.
He's Kamina. I'm not surprised. From Adrenaline Gone. No. I'm gonna kill myself. He's Berserker and Professor Oak from Pokemon Origins and Fate Zero, respectively.
In the OVAs as well?
I think so. Yeah.
Because, like, Einsburn Consultation Room OVA, Berserker gets an episode.
Yes, but I don't think that was dubbed, though. Well, it might be on the... I don't think it was dubbed.
Oh, yeah, there isn't an English dub.
But if there was, I'm pretty sure he'd be the same. Imagine if he talked like Aizen.
Okay.
Since when were you under the impression that I wasn't handsome? Or sane?
Einsburn Consultation Room is great.
He's also Gohan from DBZ. Like, adult Gohan.
Okay.
I don't... Oh, Kaname, okay. He's the main character's, like, dad in Madoka Magica. What? Um, he's got a lot of roles. He's won like actor of best. He's won best male actor before.
Okay.
Hmm. Ew, there's a person in DBZ named King Furry.
Why?
Well, don't forget in DBZ there are a bunch of people who are walking
I know,
animals.
but it's just why?
I think because Akira Toriyama is just throwing shade at furries. Oh, he's El Tabo. Okay. I'm knowing him in a lot more... I can't believe he's Professor Oak, though. Let's see, let's see, back to, Mirai Nikki and Steins Gate. So, yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Kira had stopped Steins Gate and was like, oh, yeah, I didn't like the dub at first, and now she's just watching the dub with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
The dub is so good, though. It's a high-tier Funimation dub. Oh, man. So, also, at the beginning of the series, when I asked Alex which girl he would go for, he's the maid, he's like the maid, and it took 2/3 of the series for her to finally get the arc.
And the arc is great, by the way.
Yeah. So Alex finally got his maid girl. Also,
Yep.
So apparently in the visual novel, Okabe's stress from resetting the timeline is even more significant than the anime.
Okay.
And the anime gets pretty intense.
So he's just freaking haggard?
Yes. Like one of the reviewers I was watching is like, yeah, the anime didn't touch nearly as heavy as it affects him in the visual novel. I was like, how heavy did it affect in the visual novel? Like,
Speaking of, I'm probably going to buy the visual novel and go through that because the Steins Gate anime is so good.
Also, don't forget there's going to be a second season with 24 more episodes, most likely. There's an episode 0 with an alternate ending. There's an OVA, and there's a movie that we still have to watch. So you're going to be getting a lot of Steins Gate, Alex.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so,
I was on board with Steins Gate when he's just like, I'm Hoin Kyoma, mad scientist.
That was episode... Yeah.
Actual name, Okabe.
Okay, so rather than just being wackadoo, his actual reasoning behind that was great. He actually did it for a meaningful purpose. You can't die. You're my hostage because I'm a mad scientist.
Yeah.
And he stuck with it for like 10 years and is still going with it. Oh, man. That show gets intense emotion-wise sometimes. It's like, wow. Thank God there's time travel.
Yes.
Oh, my. So... I'm going to go a little bit into spoilers, but when a certain character dies so many times and he just becomes desensitized to her death, I was like, good God. Yeah. Also, it's funny that Alex's girl is the only one who recalled memories from a different timeline.
Do I know how to pick them or what?
My favorite girl is Future Trunks. I mean Suzuha. Because high key, Trunks came back in time specifically to find his dad and also save the future. That's exactly what Suzuha did. She's got a jumpsuit just like Trunks. She's got like daddy issues, except Daru's not a complete a-hole like Vegeta. Also, anyone who doesn't know, Daru in the Japanese dub has Gilgamesh's Japanese dub voice actor.
Hmm.
Yeah. I can't imagine Daru speaking just with Gil's voice. Steins Gate is so great. So anyone doesn't know, ReZero ended recently. I still didn't watch it. I'm still not going to watch it. People are like, "Oh, what, you think it's bad?" I'm like, "No, I actually hate memory loss and I hate time travel. Steins Gate's the exception." Actually, I don't hate time travel. I hate loops. I hate loops that reset everyone's memories. Like, I like if there's gonna be a loop, I like where everyone's recalling it and they're trying to get out of it as they slowly go crazy. Like, I'm fine with that, right? I just don't like memory resets in a relationship resets. And
Okay.
ReZero is literally relation resets and like respawn points the anime.
Okay.
There are literal parts where he gets betrayed by girls and then literally they confess their love for him like a couple episodes later because he ended up doing things differently.
Yep. That's basically it in a nutshell.
So me watching that anime would be like drinking bleach and then stabbing myself in the foot. Waiting to bleed out to see which one I die from first. So yeah, that's why I'm not watching ReZero. Not that's particularly bad. Also, I don't approve of... I actually dislike when anime just throws random otakus into like a super fantasy setting. And like the otakus are actually doing... I don't approve, actually. I really dislike that concept. That these random otakus suddenly become charismatic with all the ladies and just know so many things. And I'm like, if I was thrown into a fantasy reality setting right now, I would be screaming at the top of my lungs to let me out immediately.
So,
but otakus just seem to like go along with it perfectly fine, and they succeed. And I'm like, this feels like it's almost like a hentai because hentai does stuff like that.
So if you get thrown into a fantasy, setting, right? You scream your head off. Me, I'm just like, I would go to a local village, sweet talk my way into like becoming a blacksmith's apprentice, and like that would be my life.
Man, I do not want to be a place where random orcs come and burn villages down and steal your women.
So you burn down their village and steal their women.
Why would I want orc women, first of all? And orcs are supernaturally strong compared to humans. The average human will get pimp slapped by the average orc and just burst into blood.
This is true. Well, hyperbole a little bit, but yeah.
I was exaggerating for like effect, but you know what I mean.
Generally speaking, yes, the normal orc is relatively equivalent to the strongest of humans.
Like, that doesn't sound fun to me. Or like, where random mages will come in and it's like, oh, you should give us your money. And then we're like, no, and they just blow up the village. Like, honestly, fantasy settings, like if you're not like some sort of super magus, super knight, or like superhuman race, you just get wrecked.
More or less.
You just minding your own business, you just die. Speaking of which, who's seen Grimgar Fantasy and Ash? Take that as a no one. Anyways, people wake up in a video game. Big surprise there. Anyways, you die in there, you die in life. Ooh, new concept. Anyways, they wake up with no memories of the real world except for a few weird facts that they already know.
Mm.
And they're like, huh, why do I know that, right? Anyways, my favorite character, who's a love interest of one of the cute girls, right? The one with big boobs, essentially. And I'm like, oh, man, I shipped them together. But he's probably going to die. 3 episodes later, death scene. And I'm like, yep. Thank you for just embracing the fact that if you're a Big Brother character, 2 things are going to happen. You're either good and die, or you're evil and die. If you're Itachi, you do both. It's I don't understand what this trope is of like nice older brothers that are just either evil or they just die because they're good. Like, is it just in Japan? Like, there's the death rate of just like older brothers is so high that it's a trope in anime.
Cute slice of life anime where NC's older brother is evil and then dies, unlike episode 2.
Uh, in slice of life anime, they're like, "Oh yeah, I had an older brother, but he died because he was trying to protect someone." Like, I watched an anime once, and at the end, he's like, "Oh yeah, so he's like, I hate like people who like, oh, friends make you stronger, and being nice will help you in the world." Because his brother was a nice guy like that, and his older brother just dies in a car accident when he was trying to help someone. And I'm like, "Yep, this is just the thing in Japan where older brothers can't live." That and little sisters. Older brothers and little sisters have a knack for dying.
Oh dear.
Older sisters just have a knack for being incestuous, though. I don't understand. Like,
Oh, anime, please.
what are these tropes with siblings? Little sisters, dead, right? Big brothers, evil or dead, or both, right? And then you have big sisters who just want to smash their little brothers. Like, anime.
Cute Yaspiel here.
Please. I just, like, what are the sibling relationships in Japan? I need to know.
You might need to know, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to know.
Yes, I need to know. I never said I want to. Oh my god. It's just those tropes. Honestly, they don't bother me as much. The older brother one bothers me because it's really hard to find a genuinely nice person in anime, because usually they're a total scumbag. Like, that's usually what ends up happening. Or if they're not like, or if they're like a nice person, they end up being so stupid that you just like feel like you're watching like someone proceedingly just stab themselves repeatedly. Cough, cough, Shiro, cough. Who actually is literally stabbing himself every time he uses unlimited blade works. Shout out to that. Being a literal
Yes.
example right there. Yeah. I just wish that the big brothers would be like, "Oh, I'm a nice guy and I won't die for once." Like, it's just like, "Oh no, your evil brother always has to be evil and conniving." Because that's just apparently what older brothers do in Japan. Oh, anime tropes and their siblings. God. Man. So yeah, if you're a main protagonist and you want a sad story, you have to be like, "Oh, I was shunned from my family. Oh, my brother was evil, he killed my family. Oh, my little sister's dead. Oh, my entire family is dead." Or be like Toma, whose entire family is actually alive. Toma's one of the few protagonists with both parents alive who are in a healthy relationship. Also, it's noted that Toma's dad also had a harem at one point, but chose one woman. So when any other woman hits on him, his wife gives him the dead eyes, like, "I'm going to kill you."
Oh dear.
Like, Toma's harem is genetic. So in one of the arcs, it's funny because Toma's dad, he bought a bunch of like good luck charms, right? And then he consulted this one guy for feng shui to help with Toma's luck. Toma's just canceling everything in the house so nothing ever happens, right? So the feng shui guy is actually this evil spellcaster guy, and he's like, normally a bunch of like good luck charms wouldn't do anything, but he put them in a position that formed a spell circle that caused like worldwide bullcrap from Toma's house.
Well,
This just adds to the fact that even when Toma's not there, bad luck is still happening because of him. Like, that entire arc, as Ciel described, is a big misunderstanding and a big mess of just stuff. Like, there's angels who came down to Earth. Toma's getting one shot by his friend because his friend's essentially Kirei Kozumine. Like, his friend's a triple agent. In fact, his magic name is the Backstabbing Blade, And magic names are supposed to represent your wish. His name is the Backstabbing Blade. What does this mean? His wish is to betray everyone except himself.
Hmm.
Also, he has a stepsister who's like a maid.
Oh.
Yeah, she works in Toma's complex, and there's constant jokes that he has a little sister maid fetish. So, and when I say he's like Kiriko Tamine, I mean like his fighting style is all the banned fighting moves from Extreme Martial Artist Master type stuff. So the stuff you're not allowed to use. So he just like punches Toma like 3 times, and Toma just can't recover because he's just using ridiculously banned moves. It's actually pretty great. It's also funny because he reports to the church and he reports to the signs community, and they both know he's betraying both of them, but they don't do anything because the information he has is so valuable.
Well.
I mean, when you got the info, you got the info. Yeah, Tsuchi Mikado. I'm pretty sure that's not even his real name either. Tsuchi. Oh, Toma's friends. Toma has a friend whose name has not been mentioned the entire series. They just call him Blue Hair. There's like 20 plus light novels, like 50 plus manga, and we only know him as Blue Hair. Okay, so by the way, in Japan they call him Aogami Pierce, but since like the light novels are literal translations, since his name translates literally to blue hair, his name is Blue Hair.
Hmm.
Also, reading light novels is so weird. So they're like, oh, they have this accent dialect, and I'm like, so is it like a country accent? And the answer to that is usually yes. Also, in like anime, they usually exclude that in the sub. The accents.
Mm.
And I'm like, I don't know if you're actually excluding the accents or maybe like they're just excluding it in the translation because some people are lazy. But you know, like there was this one anime where all the Americans at the end of all their sentences arimasen. Like, and it was getting really irritating at one point, and I'm like, can you stop? Stop it now. I get that they're saying you have like an English accent, but I don't think English people say the same formal phrase at the end of every Japanese sentence they say. Also, one of them acted like a complete tourist, and like when one of the girls was being a tsundere, he pulled out his camera. He's like, "Oh my god, a live, real tsundere," and he took a picture of her. Yeah, Americans in anime. So it's actually time to end call, guys.
Oh my.
All right.
So with me today, I had Adixu.
Ayo.
We had Sleepy Senpai.
Exactly.
Sleepy Kohai.
So I wonder what type of shoes she's wearing. Probably the boot. Hey, Kira. You're our final member. Do your outro.
Yes. I don't know.
You could have just stayed silent because that's all you do in these calls anyways. And this has been Anichat.